Hello, and welcome to our program today. My Faith Votes. What a beautiful day God has given us. And we are here enjoying the campaign season. Are you voting? Are you ready to vote? Please go out and tell your friends and get ready to vote. Oh, we have a special guest this morning.
Hello.
How are
morning.
you?
Good morning.
Good morning, Juretha. How are you?
I'm great.
Are you going to walk with me this morning?
I am.
Okay.
Enjoying the beautiful morning.
Yes.
The atmosphere is just amazing.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
sometimes we just like to come out and just enjoy.
Yes, the
peacefulness.
coolness.
Yeah.
How are you doing
I'm
on
great.
this campaign?
You know, it has been it's been a reminder. I tell people that growing up, you go through so many different struggles and so forth.
Yes.
But to come forward and to actually be out in the public and going back into these communities, again, and recognizing that people have not moved very far from where I was as a child.
Wow.
It's an eye-opener as to the flaws we have in governance system.
Yes.
That we have completely left half of the
So
population
true.
behind.
So true. Juretha, you know, I am new.
Yeah.
And a lot of our viewers are new to you. Tell us what you like doing.
Well, let me see. Advocacy has always been something that I really like,
Okay.
particularly when it comes to underprivileged communities.
Yes.
I believe that those persons do not have the voices that are required
Yes.
to actually make representation for them.
Okay.
I believe too many times I have seen persons from, I would say, high society tend to try to craft policies for underprivileged societies, persons that really don't know the struggle.
Right.
I really don't understand what it takes to elevate those persons and to
Right.
set policies that
Right.
will actually raise
Yes.
their standard of living.
Right, got you. And you are a very strong fighter in Parliament. You know, we have seen you. So tell us, you know, how did you do it, you know, and balance your family at the same time?
Oh, wow. You know, I wasn't born in this
arena, yes, of politics.
What I can say is that I started debating when I was in secondary school.
Oh, wow.
Fourth form.
Wow.
And at one point, I remember having this debate, and I came down to Georgetown.
Yes.
And we debated some schools here.
Right.
And I went back home with the best debater.
Right.
And I was like thinking to myself, I thought this was impossible.
Right,
Because
right.
Coming from a small town
Got you.
into the big city
Yes,
and could
yes.
actually compete at that level. And
Right.
it gives a lot of, it gives me a lot of confidence
Got you.
that I
Got
can
you.
do this. So
Yes.
moving forward, I just kind of developed into the person I am based on my past.
Wow.
You can't make it up.
Right.
And I tell people I don't run from where I came from
Got
because
you.
that has molded me into who I am today.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Struggling, knowing what it means to go sleepless nights, knowing what it
Yes.
is to burn the midnight oil in the
Wow.
most literal sense.
Wow.
And having support, right? My mother and my father, they both played a very pivotal role in my life. My mother was a stay-at-home mom. She always instilled the benefit of having an education. The little money that she would get, she would make sure that she always buy books. We always had books in our house and so forth.
Yes.
My father,
Excellent.
he worked tirelessly. You know, he always said that you don't get anything free. You gotta work hard
Yes.
for it. So
yes. That's very good.
those characteristics
Yes.
actually molded me and molded my family.
Yes.
Today I'm a mother of my own.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Congrats. Congrats. And you know, as a Guyanese, I'm looking at you and I'm looking at your features, and I believe you're from maybe a particular Amerindian or Indigenous
Yes.
tribe, or however you call it. So tell us about that. The long black hair and the features. Where does that come from?
Well, my father is Indigenous, and my mother, she's more, as we would say, mixed Guyanese. But my father is the one that actually was like a tushao,
Okay.
and worked in the hinterland
Okay.
when it comes to representation of people. And I want
Right.
to add in at this point
Sure.
that my father was one of the people that I saw being, I would say, mishandled when it comes to the current PPP administration and the way
Okay.
in which they treat Indigenous leaders.
Yes.
And
yes.
basically having those persons as tokenism
Yes.
and just wanting to knock on their door whenever the time is right
right.
for them. So,
right.
and once he speaks out against whatever it is, then
Mhm.
he's pushed in
Pushed
a
a
corner.
corner,
So
right.
I have a very in-depth understanding of what that is.
Excellent. How proud are they of you?
They are immensely proud. I think coming
Mhm.
from a simple family,
Yes.
you would understand it's like unimaginable.
Wow.
And it's
yes.
not just from my
yes.
parents, it's for the entire society.
Right.
We have so many young people believing that if you were born in a struggling family,
Yes.
then to elevate yourself, you got to do all sorts of odd things. And I always say to them, that's not true. And I said, I'm an example.
Yes.
Once you stick to that straight and narrow
Very.
path,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
sometimes
yes.
it's a lonely road. And I think,
You're right. You're right.
We should have that conversation with young people.
Yes.
A lot of time young people want to follow the crowd because they follow hype and so forth.
Right.
But it's always the lonely road that is the
So
strong
true.
road.
So
and
true.
The road
So
that's
true.
going to make you get to where you actually want to be.
Yes.
The multitude and the hype, that just goes a very short way.
Right.
And at the
right.
end of the day, you have to go back home and face your same struggles, the same difficulties an entire community is facing.
Right. What gives you strength, Juretha? What gives you? Is it Fernandes or Fernandez?
I say Fernandes because it's not a Z. I would say more the Fernandez is with the Z at the end.
Okay.
But I say
Okay.
Fernandes.
Okay. Okay.
But what gives me strength
And courage.
For me, it's more about legacy.
Got you.
It's not about what I can achieve for myself.
Yes.
But more so what I can leave behind when
Oh,
it comes
excellent.
to my name and what I have contributed
Excellent.
to Guyana, to the world.
Yes.
And to have done something
Right.
that people can benefit from, to create a change that is not just going to be for today, but you can see entire communities being elevated.
Wow.
At the end of my work.
Right.
That is what gives me that drive and that courage to go for. I want my children to live in a society that they are safe.
Yes.
A society in which they will be rewarded based on how hard they work.
Right. Yes.
And they will not be marginalized and
Right.
discriminated against. So
Right.
those are the things. But more importantly, I want to see struggling families elevated, and I want to see that poor class in Guyana completely eliminated.
So true. So true. What are little girls telling you right now?
Oh, well, I have my own little fan club, I would say, because I would wake up in the morning, I would get some messages.
You have a fan club.
I would get some messages from some young people, and they were like, oh, we're with you, and they give some advice here and give some advice there.
Right.
And I always try my best to just give them a feedback, you know, sometimes a little late in my response because there's so many.
Right.
But I always try to give them a feedback because I remember being that girl. I remember when I was that little girl growing up.
Right.
And I used to be looking at politicians and thinking to myself, oh my God,
Can I be that?
And today I am the politician.
Wow.
So when you understand that connection and how people view you and look at you, you see how important it is for you to connect and keep grounded with those people, because they're going to be me in a few years to come. And I'm going to be the one at home
watching,
in my rocking chair watching them.
Right.
And it's at that point I want to be able to say that I did something that has made it easier for them to be elevated in political life and in public life altogether, because a lot of times we hear about gender equality and all of those things. But if you do not create that space for women to be equally respected, we're not doing much.
Right.
And we have to make sure that it's not only balanced, but it's equitably done.
Right. Good point on that gender equality. I've had you walking a lot, so let me have you take a seat for a few minutes, and we can continue along those same lines of gender balance.
Yes.
You've been in Parliament a long time, and this show, My Faith Votes, we're going to talk a little bit about education on this program and job creation.
Yes.
But first, in terms of gender, how are people grabbing you? How are they, looking at you right now? And I'm talking about all ethnicities in Guyana.
Well, persons are I believe women are feeling a sense of empowerment to see a woman prime ministerial candidate stepping out. I'm not a first woman prime ministerial candidate, and I want to note that. But I always say that political parties, it's not just a name, and it's about the character and the content of the character of the persons within the party.
Very true.
That would make or break. So we did have another female prime minister candidate before, and she was not successful in that run. But when you look at the character of the persons that surrounded her, you would understand the difficulty which she would have had to get to where she wanted to go. Where I am right now, it's not just tokenism.
Okay.
And I like to address that.
Sure.
I'm not just here because I am female or because I'm young or because I am Indigenous.
Yes.
I'm here because I was asked to do work that I am capable of doing. And persons had put that confidence, Mr. Norton in particular, has placed that confidence in me, that he knows that I have the relevant skills and experience to take this task on and make sure that we accomplish what we set out to. And that is to provide a Guyana that is not seen right now, Guyana that benefits all.
Yes.
A Guyana in which everyone has equal opportunity to elevate themselves to their highest potential.
Right.
So women I have gotten an outpouring of love and support, and I appreciate it. And I say every day I wake up, I realize the magnitude of what I represent.
Right.
It's so. It's so.
And to be indigenous too, I believe that's grabbing people.
It is.
But let me tell our audience that, and we share something in common. You have that master's in public administration as well as me, and you have that bachelor's in economics. So when you said your comments a minute ago, you was not lying. You are qualified to do this. So in terms of education policy, and that is dear to my heart too, where would you like us to go in the near future?
But we have to move past structure and buildings. We have to move past that. We have to see the entire curriculum needs to be reworked, and we have to see. I look about and I was in the profession before for a couple, just about 12 months or thereabouts.
Okay.
And one of the things, that's when I was just out of secondary school, pretty young.
Yes.
But I still could have recognized some of the challenges there and what needs to be addressed. And one of the things I can say for education is education, it needs to be decentralized to a level at which you're having quality education in every school. And you don't just have a system in which a few schools have quality service and then the vast majority does not. We have to get to a point in which if you leave central Georgetown and you go to a hinterland community with your family, you can receive the same quality of education there as you can in central Georgetown.
Right.
We cannot have a society continuing in which young people are coming out and just passing through the school system.
Got you.
They have to come out and they have to be able to be functional in society in whatever field in which they so choose to be.
Yes.
But it's not just about checking off a checkbox and say, oh, well, they completed school,
or we built a school and that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in order to have that, you have to be treating your teachers well. You have to make sure that they are paid well.
Yes.
So they are comfortable in school. You got to make sure that when they're going to school, they don't have to worry about when they go home, they don't have a meal to put on their children's plate and stuff like that. We have got to fix it. It's not just a one-off issue. It's a combination of issues that have to be addressed at the same time in order to actually remedy the education issues in Guyana.
Very true. Very true.
One of the things I always have an issue with is when I would see a secondary school, brand new secondary school being constructed, and I'm like, where is the recreational facility? Where is this?
Yeah,
it doesn't exist.
Or even a cafeteria inside.
It doesn't exist.
Right.
Right? You cannot have a secondary school that doesn't have a play field. Since when we have
Yes.
normalized
Playroom, yes.
these things.
Yes, yes.
And it's something that definitely needs to be addressed. We have young people, they have a lot of energy. You have to give them things to do. And they
yes.
have to be well-rounded students coming out
Right.
that can function in society.
Right. The track and field
Yes.
in the school compound.
And another thing about education is not everybody is good at math, everyone is good at English and all
Good
of those.
point.
I am not an English major by choice.
Mhm. Okay,
that is not my strong point.
Yes,
Right? So I
yes.
tell people sometimes I'm speaking, I'm like, my subject and verb. Right? But I'm good with numbers.
Got you.
So we have to recognize the different areas in which young people
strengths.
are strong.
Yes.
Some students may not be strong, particularly with the academics, but they are strong when it comes to skills.
Yes.
Right?
Tekba.
Yeah. Why aren't we not seeing the actual investment in making sure that they're developed so that we can harness their potential
Right.
and develop them to a level in which they have their best life accomplished?
Right. Do you recall anything from the manifesto that you're particularly proud of when it comes to education?
One of the things that we have there, and again going back to the fact that we're looking at a society in which we have 48% or more persons on the poverty line.
Yes, very
right?
true.
So when you recognize that, you understand that there's a lot of students going to school without a meal. We went heavily in that direction from 2015 to 2020. Right now, one of the manifesto commitments is to have meals in schools,
Yes,
right?
I saw that. Yeah.
Right? You have to have hot meals in schools for children.
Yes.
Another thing that we must recognize also is that there are some gaps that was left when it comes to taking care of your children. And one of the things we will address is making sure that children get a little bit more money.
Yes.
Right? We're going to make sure that the children that were left out, even those children that are 2 years old and so forth, that were not catered for, they're going to be accounted for. Children that may be on to sixth form and so that were not accounted for, with the child's cash grant, those things will be accounted for.
Excellent.
But the overarching thing, we're going to make sure that public servants get more money. Teachers are going to be paid better. We're looking at 35% increase.
Wow.
So if you take care of your teachers, you understand once you take care of them, they will be more at ease to go forward and do the work to take care of our children, which is the future.
Right.
So it goes beyond just a building. We make sure that we empower the people that are the stewards within those buildings. We're going to empower the children.
Yes.
And we're going to empower their parents to make sure that together everyone will be having the resources that is necessary to take them forward.
A whole-centered approach.
It's a whole of governance approach.
Holistic approach, right. And before we wrap up in a few minutes, Juretha, so nice to have you out here doing this morning. Tell us a little bit about job creation and some of your thoughts there.
Well, Guyana, sometimes I say Guyana is like a blank slate. We have so many things that are not here, so many things that needs to be done. So there is a wide scope of areas in which we can develop for young people and persons that are already out there in the working world.
Yes.
But when it comes to job creation, you have to play an active role as government in creating the opportunities for persons to actually benefit from.
Yes.
We have got some major projects that is slated in the manifesto. One of those things we're talking about, having major highways built connecting the coastline to the hinterland. Those projects will be asking for tremendous labor force activities.
Yes.
So that is job creation by itself.
Right.
One of the things we're talking about also is building tens of thousands of homes to make sure that persons are accommodated on that level through the rent-to-own policy. And you know, a lot of times I saw some persons saying online, you know, how does that differ when it comes to the banking system and so forth, right? But if you go to a commercial bank and so, you would see that there's a lot more red tapes in order for you to get to that point. When government is taking the opportunity to make sure that they remove all of those red tapes to give you the opportunity as an ordinary Guyanese, particularly persons that it's in the when we talk about the private sector, you have a formal and informal section, right? The informal sector, you will have persons like a lot of times will be catered for, like the taxi drivers and so forth, and persons that's on the hustle, on the grind every day.
Yes.
Those persons are not particularly catered for when it comes to going into a financial institution and checking off all those boxes in order for you to get a mortgage.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
when we design policies that will be catering for those people, we will make sure it is easier.
Okay.
Not just it is easier,
Okay.
but the government is not going to be profit motivated.
Yes.
It is in order to create policies that is going to benefit the people. So what we're looking for is for our impact to be felt. The outcome of it is a real benefit
Good
and not a
point.
profit.
Good point.
So because of that, we'll be looking at minimum payments per month,
Okay.
something that's going to suit everybody's pocket that you
Yes.
can handle
Yes.
and still live a comfortable life. But with that, I'm tying it into the job creation, because in order to build tens of thousands of homes, we will be creating tens of thousands of jobs, right? And you're talking about jobs in all areas. You're talking about electricians, plumbers, masons, carpenters, engineers, everything that you can think about.
Right.
So you're putting the workforce out there. But again, it ties into education. This is why a whole of governance approach
Yes.
is so necessary.
Right.
Because we have to work with the university to make sure that they are producing job-ready
Right.
students into the
Right.
world today. So all of those things taken in consideration, we are definitely going to be on our way to seeing a Guyana that is going to benefit all Guyanese.
Right. While staying very people-centered.
It's always going to be people-centered. There is no policy that we have looked at that does not put people first. Everything that we've been looking at puts people first. And I tell people that it didn't start today. It started way back from 2020. You know, talking to persons, you're at the markets, having a conversation, and
Right.
listening to the challenges that they're facing.
Yes.
And then coming back to the table to
Yes.
craft the policies
Yes.
that is going to remedy those issues in society.
Wow. Excellent. Excellent. So look into these cameras right here, Juretha, and you talk to the first-time voter out there before we leave this interview in a few minutes.
Well, to the first-time voters out there, I was once you. I was once a first-time voter. So I understand the choices that are available, and I understand the questions that you may be having. But to the first-time voters, you guys are young. And one of the things I have to say is that it matters what happens 5 years from now, and it matters what happens 10 years from now. Because I can tell you that it may look a long time off, 10 years from now, but like that, you're going to be there. And a lot of the first-time voters also, you may be single, not be a parent, but trust me, like this, you're going to be in a relationship, you're going to be having a child, and you have to make decisions that's not just going to benefit yourself, but is also going to be benefiting your family unit. And you would want to see your children living in a country in which they are safe, in which a society that is just, a society that caters for your needs and the needs of your children, whilst building strength in an economy that you will be proud of. So to the first-time voters, we have thought about these things. We have been down this road that you're going through right now, and we have created policies that is going to benefit you, your future children, your future families, and we want you to get on board. This is not going to be something for today, it's going to be continuing into the future. So you can get on board with us, be a part of these policy creation, be a part of the change, and be a part of the APNU coalition.
Well said.
We are heading very focused, laser focused to September the 1st. And September the 1st, we ask that you come out, support us, support yourself, and support your families as we move forward to creating a beautiful Guyana.
Well said, well said. So we're going to walk and finish up. Thank you so much, Juretha. I have to ask you, during that pastor's meeting, you spoke eloquently about your faith.
Yes.
Yes. Tell us just a little bit about your faith and how it has sustained you in Guyana.
Well, I would say what my mother always tells me. I grew up in a very grounded home when it comes to faith.
Yes.
My grandmother grew up in, well, not grew up, but she raised her children in the Adventist, in an Adventist home.
Yes.
So we always had that balance and appreciation for faith and how faith-based communities are strongly knitted together and all of that. And I have to say that if you're not grounded, in your faith,
Yes.
then you can easily become lost. And it gives you a sense of belonging
Yes.
and a sense of understanding that there is a bigger picture out there, and it's not just any micro situation we're dealing with. So every decision that I make, I always have that at the back of my head. This is part of something bigger, something more grand. So I believe that my faith has kept that in the back of my mind, and it has made me even more committed to being a part of a grander picture.
Yes.
And it's important.
Yes.
It's important because a lot of times I say people just fail to see this bigger picture and fail to see how my decisions, simple actions, could impact bigger things. So if you think like that, if everyone out there think like that, you will see that every action that you have today can result in something that is beyond you.
Yes.
So it's like this paying it forward is not just a today thing. It's something that we've been hearing from before. And I continue with that, to pay it forward. I do something small for you, you do something for someone else, and it keeps going on like that. And our faith will tell us that the ripple effect from our small actions would be such a grand impact in society that it is worth it. And that's why I'm here, because I believe that my actions today, it will be worth it to the greater population of Guyana, and I keep pressing forward.
Good, good, good. It is such a pleasure. You got to come back.
I will.
You got to come back and talk with us. And such a pleasure to have you this morning. You would make a great Prime Minister.
Thank you.
Right? And we want to say every success, every God, we will be praying, we'll be looking, and call on your woman folk. You know, we're there. Yeah, I mean, some men too, but we are there.
We do not, you know, when we talk about women folk, I always tell people that anything that you do that is woman empowerment, it needs to be done in line with the involvement of men.
Yes.
Because we cannot empower ourselves and just neglect to understand the important roles they play. I'm very traditional, I would say.
Okay.
So that I value tremendously roles, particularly in the family and so forth.
Yes.
And it can be done.
Together.
It can be done.
In every area. Political, government, economic, family.
That is true.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Always.
Thank you. All right. Go vote. Go vote.
For the
Pam.
Pam.
Go vote. Go vote.